So now Trump is taking action. And listen, action takes courage. I think this may be because he got rid of, Brad Parscale as his guy who may have been holding him back, telling him to play it safe. And no, this is not the time to play it safe. This is the time to seize the opportunity to do what needs to be done. We don't know if there's a silent majority anymore. We don't know if there are people saying, you know what, I actually don't want you to burn down my city. I think this country is a good country. I think it's still there, but we don't know if the left has used their communications apparatus so well that people are going, yes, I deserve this because I'm a white person, so burn down my city. It's possible. It's possible. In that case, their narrative will win, but it still won't be the truth. So now Trump has announced that he is surging federal troops into troubled cities with this thing called Operation Legend, which is named after a 4-year-old boy, Legend Taliaferro, who was shot to death. And he says he is going to increase the federal presence in cities. This is cut 7.
Today, I am announcing that the Department of Justice will immediately surge federal law enforcement to the city of Chicago. The FBI, ATF, DEA, U.S. Marshal Service, and Homeland Security will together be sending hundreds of skilled law enforcement officers to Chicago to help drive down violent crime. And murderers and violent criminals are breaking a wide range of federal laws. We have that. It's as wide as it can be. We will find them, arrest them, and prosecute them. They will be in jail for many years to come.
So he had Legend Taliaferro's mother there, and she was saying she supports this. Of course she does. Of course, the real people who are not being heard, over these rioters, the real people who are not activists, who are in fact a majority, they need the police. They need the help. They need people to, these guys are doing nothing. This statue's coming down doesn't feed anybody, doesn't protect anybody. The people who are attacking whiteness they don't do a damn thing. And of course, if they did a damn thing, Amazon and Google and Twitter wouldn't be in such a big hurry to help them. If they were actually shifting things, the one thing the powerful don't want is a revolution. You're not staging a revolution if Google is backing you. You are not staging a revolution, or if you are staging a revolution, it's a revolution that helps the powerful, not the weak. I mean, it's just logic. Look at the people who are helping you. They're serving their interests. Their interests are not the interests of the poor and the helpless. So my favorite take on this was Lori Lightfoot, the completely incompetent mayor of Chicago, who she and de Blasio, two communists, two people who actually are not, pro-America. They are the worst mayors in the country. And here was her reaction to Trump's surge.
The president has been on a campaign now for some time against Democratic mayors across the country, whether it's me, whether it's Keisha Lance Bottoms in Atlanta, whether it's Muriel Bowser in Washington, D.C., whether it's Jenny Durkan in Seattle. Do you see a common theme here? The president is trying to divert attention from his failed leadership on COVID-19.
By attacking women. That's what she's saying. She goes on to say he's attacking women mayors. It's the women mayor. That's what they have. They have their identity politics. They have their grievance politics. They have their envy politics. But Trump is actually, this is different for Trump. This is new for Trump. And it's the kind of thing that I've said he should be doing a lot of. He's talking about the fact that he actually represents something different. The whole thing about Trump is he's not that articulate, A, and B, he's a fixer guy. He said this, I remember him saying this very early on in his presidency at one of the prayer breakfasts I attended. He said, I fix things. That's what I do. So his thing is like, I'm going to get black people jobs and then they won't have that problem. That makes a lot of sense. But unfortunately, leadership, especially in a democracy, also requires words. It requires an outlook, a vision that people can hold on to. Okay, this is what he's doing. This is where he's moving. This is how his actions make sense. And so he actually articulated this. This is cut number 9.
My vision for America's cities could not be more different from the lawlessness being pushed by the extreme radical left. While others want to defund, defame, and abolish the police, I want to support and honor our great police. While the radicals want to abolish charter schools and eliminate school choice, I want to expand school choice, and every family in America should have that option.
So that's the thing he should be doing all the time, not just taking action, but explaining his action and putting it in the context of a philosophy, because he's right and they're wrong. This is so important. He's right and they're wrong. And if he talks that way, the truth actually will have a power that, it's the exaggeration. I get it. I understand that, Scott Adams talking about his kind of convincing people and hypnotizing people. But if you're doing that with the truth, you've got a double punch. And that's what he's doing right now. And the funny thing is, it's like they can't help. They can't hide the images. They try, but they can't. The mayor of Portland, who keeps saying, "Oh, this is terrible. These horrible, horrible federal troops are coming out and stopping these beautiful riots," and he goes out to talk to the rioters to show he's one of them. Just play a little clip of this. This is hilarious.
Ted Wheeler! Ted Wheeler! Hey! Ted Wheeler! Ted Wheeler! Ted Wheeler! Yeah, no, he doesn't deserve this week. He's a fascist.
All those little blips you heard, you can guess what word that was. F. Ted Wheeler. They hate him. They call him a fascist. They say he's no right to, these guys are not in favor of Ted Wheeler. They'd carry him off and throw him into the sea if they could. And the fact that he's out there, and then he complained because he got caught up in the riot and he got tear gas, and he's complaining about it. But if you don't think Trump has the upper hand, a lot of smart people on the right are saying, no, he should let these cities burn. Let these cities burn. That's not right. That is not right. You have to be seen to be taking action. You're the president of the United States. And the same thing was true with the Chinese flu. I was really glad he let federalism work, but he should have just been emphasizing, which he's now doing, the action he's taking to help people with the flu. That's what you got to do. That's leadership. And he's doing it now. And if you don't think this works, consider this. After, I don't know what it is, 56 days of riots, finally the Portland police declared it was a riot. A riot has been declared outside the Justice Center. This is the federal building. Disperse to the north and our west. Disperse immediately. Failure to adhere to this order may subject you to arrest or citation or riot control agents, including but not limited to tear gas or impact weapons. Why do you think they're doing that if it's not because of Donald Trump? And hilariously, what the left is going to do now is they're going to say, well, this is just a right-wing narrative. They have this media reporter at the New York Times on Knucklehead Row, Michael M. Grinbaum, and he writes a piece called "Right-Wing Media Stars Amplify Trump's Law and Order Campaign Message." He says right-wing outlets and conservative media stars have seized on the weeks-long protests in Portland as a rallying cry for law and order, instructing their followers to fear for their safety and blaming Democratic leaders for failing to restore peace. And my favorite line in there is he says, in fact, the scenes broadcast by channels like Fox News and One America News send a misleading portrait of the city where daily life has been relatively calm outside of a small area downtown. Rioters have no right to a small area downtown. They have no right to one square of sidewalk. None. Rioters have no right to anything. Lawlessness has no right anywhere. It's not democracy. It's fascism. And the right is right. It's not narrative. We've got the truth on our side, and that's a very powerful thing. Thank you for tuning into The Daily Wire, one of the fastest growing conservative media outlets in the country. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of our content.